your so-called ambitions, you know.
Pakistan depends on funding that comes from nations that want to keep terrorism alive. And that is the reality
that's
of
what you
Pakistan.
think. That's what you
Pakistan
think.
does not want to accept it.
We don't need
The
any
people
funds
of
from
Pakistan
any
are
other place.
because
Okay,
of
I ask you this. Bishambar, General Bishambar Dayal is with us. General Bishambar Dayal, General Bishambar Dayal, General Bishambar Dayal, 1 minute. Usma, General Dayal.
We don't need anybody.
Usma, viewers,
In fact,
yesterday,
we are helping other
viewers, yesterday I was,
also,
yesterday,
with, all their,
thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I'll tell you one thing. First of all, it's an act of cowardice when the army comes, supports terrorists, and then ambushes. They cannot come in a one-to-one fight. Everyone knows that. Second point is that I don't know where Uzma Kardar was on 16th of December 1971. Maybe she can tell me. Where were you on 16th of December 1971?
I was watching your army, 2.5 lakh Indian soldiers which you sent to support Mukti Bhani against our Pakistani forces. How you slaughtered our soldiers.
Where were you? Where were you? Where were you when you surrendered?
You saw that. My husband was a POW.
Your husband was caught by us.
I know.
Your husband was caught by us. And was he? Did he also put his guns down? Did he also look down? You have a pic. Did he surrender? Your husband surrendered. You mean your husband surrendered to India? Your husband surrendered to us. Your husband surrendered to us. Your husband surrendered to us. He's a surrenderee.
It was not that.
Remember, all his life he will be known as someone who surrendered.
It was your army and Mukti Bhani.
But he surrendered. He surrendered. I know you must be feeling bad that he came back as a surrendered man.
Oh no.
He came back a surrendered man.
I think they fought for their country.
Yeah, but he came back a surrendered man.
For their country.
We had pity on him. He surrendered. He surrendered. So always be grateful. Always be grateful. Always be grateful, Uzma.
You be grateful.
Always be grateful. You have personal experience. Your husband had surrendered to India in 1971. Your husband surrendered in 1971. Must hit you hard. It must hurt you. It must hurt you to know he went to war to fight and came back on the basis of our pity.
Than your soldiers.
He went to the war to fight and came back as a surrenderee who had got our pity. Pity.
Oh, we don't want your pity.
Always, you got it. You may not want, but you took it. You took our pity. You took our pity. Did your husband say, shoot me, but I will not surrender? Did he say to an Indian, shoot me, I will not surrender? Did he refuse to surrender? Why did your husband surrender? Why did your husband surrender? Why did he surrender?
Wrap their bodies of the young men in the...
Why did he surrender? Why did your husband surrender like a coward?
Do not give them the...
Why did your husband surrender on 16th of December 1971? A date you remember very well, Uzma. You will never forget it all your life. Whole life you will not forget 16th December 1971. It is the date your husband and your army surrendered.
My husband was just a captain at that time.
Yeah, a surrendered captain.
He had barely joined
a surrendered captain.
At that time. And you
a defeated and surrendered captain who took India's pity and came back home, defeated and surrendered.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Let me tell you now. Madam, please be quiet. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. Please be quiet. General Bishambar Dayal has history in Indian Army. My father was in the Madras Sappers 9 Engineer Regiment, part of the victorious Indian Army of 1971. You, on the other hand, your husband in 1971 surrendered and was defeated and came back because of our pity. Anyway, good luck to you. I understand your personal history in this matter. Now having understood कि आपको गुस्सा क्यों आता है, हम समझते हैं, हमें बुरा लगता है, क्योंकि आपने कहा कि आपके अपने शौहर एक कैप्टन है जो पाकिस्तान आर्मी में थे, जिन्होंने अपनी बुज़दिली दिखाकर हार कर सरेंडर करके घर वापस आए थे.